How are we doing, guys? And welcome back to All Leeds TV. It is your Leeds versus Nottingham Forest match preview. Let's dive into it. This is a massive game. Yes. We know it. We know it's a massive game, this one. I think 4 points from 6 are needed this week. I think it's got to a point where there's no good trying to predict where points are going to come from. I think it's just going to be unpredictable for pretty much the whole season, really, if we're being totally honest. But we can't afford to be useless this week. We really can't afford to be useless this week, because these are the types of games where in the first half of the season, before Javi Gracia turned up, to be fair, we've just been shocking him from the off, really. The results where we kind of expect to get somewhere from the game, or expect to win, in most of these kinds of games, really, and should expect to win, because these are the games that can define your season. We cannot afford to be useless, and to be fair, under Javi Gracia, we're beating Southampton, we're beating Wolves away, we're going to need a similar result. Maybe not so much performance, because let's be honest, that Southampton one was a dreadful game. The Wolves one, yes, we were much better in the Wolves game, to be fair. But listen, I talk about performance. I don't really care about performance. I don't think anyone cares about performance at this moment in time. We are firefighting at this moment in time. Listen, I don't think we look very good at all without Wilfred Gnonto or Rodrigo in the team. I don't think there's any sort of question about that. We do not look anywhere near as effective. We need that 1v1 threat out wide, someone who can take on the fullback on either side of the pitch, left or right, and can create. I think that's Wilfred Gnonto in a nutshell, really. He is the spark that this team is massively missing, that creative spark, someone who can just bring that enthusiasm to the team, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying the team lacks enthusiasm, that's probably a bad choice of words, but just bring something a little bit different, that imagination, that creativity that I think we've lacked badly when Gnonto hasn't been on the pitch. Like the first goal against Wolves, Wilfred Gnonto 1v1 out wide against Wolves' right back, and he just absolutely toys with Wolves' right back. Brilliant ball across into Jack Harrison, we score. And listen, I think the likes of Jack Harrison, Sinisterra, Somerville, I think they're all very, very good players, but I think Gnonto, he just gives you that something a little bit different. And maybe Sinisterra can do that as well for us, but I don't think Sinisterra is as likely to do that from the right hand side as what he is from the left. So we need to try something different, a different combination. And I think Gnonto and Sinisterra is probably the answer from the off in this game. And we need a ruthless goal scorer as well. I think hopefully Sinisterra can be that for us, but I think the person who has been that throughout the season for us has been Rodrigo Moreno. And I cannot understand why we're seeing so little of Rodrigo since he's been back available. He's such a key player for us. The way he took that goal against Wolves, let's see him from the off in the game. Because he really can be the difference maker in this game, the game against Palace, and tight games throughout the season, because it's going to be a tight game on Tuesday. There's no doubt about it. Look at my notes here. I mean, Forest are involved in so many 1-0s either way. It's going to be incredibly tight, this game, and the first goal is going to be critical. You need a Gnonto and Rodrigo on the pitch. Gnonto might well be out injured. I've spoke a lot about Gnonto there. He might be out injured, but if Gnonto is out injured, we have to find other solutions out wide. We have to try something different. I want to see, if Gnonto's not available, I want to see Sinisterra back on that left-hand side, because I think he's our second best option, if Gnonto's not available. We don't need a worldly performance. We just need to do the right things in the game. We have to do the right things in the game. Keep calm. If it's half an hour in, 40 minutes in, and it's not going particularly well, it's quite a scrappy game of football, don't panic. Don't panic. That's the one thing. Don't panic in these types of games, because Forest are a lot more experienced in this. The fact they've got out of the Championship pretty recently, they have that speciality of grinding out results. Forest are not a fantastic team to watch, and I think most Forest fans will admit that. But you cannot deny that Forest are unbelievably clutch. They deliver in big moments. They deliver in big games. Very rarely see them get beat against teams around them, which doesn't bode particularly well for us. But they just get the job done, and we need that little bit of mentality about ourselves. Listen, if we can put in a great performance as well and create chance after chance and score a couple of goals, fantastic. But we just need to do enough and not panic in the game. If we can't win it, just absolutely make sure we don't lose it, because if we lose this game, it is going to be horrendous if we lose this game. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden, everyone's changing the manager. Everyone's going for that new manager bounce. They've seen Leeds United and they're going for that new manager bounce. Leicester City, just as I started filming, have parted company with Brendan Rodgers. So you're seeing a lot of teams go in for this new manager bounce kind of vibe and that lot, and trying to outbounce each other, I think is probably the word for it. You know what I mean? Trying to outbounce each other. Everyone's going for that new manager bounce. And we just need to sort ourselves out. Listen, I think we have to go back to basics, back to the 4-2-3-1. McKennie and Rocker in the double pivot in front of the back four, and just get a balanced front four going. We had that against Wolves, we got the result. And please, please don't try this false nine system again, Javi. Please don't try this false nine system again. We've seen Brendan Harrison play there a couple of times as well under Jesse Marsh. It just doesn't work. Please, just play a striker. We've got 3 different options: Bamford, Rutter, Rodrigo. Just play a striker up front, please. I mean, it is mad. We've got 3 strikers available. Surely we're going to have to start one of them going into this game. We need that presence in the box to get on the end of things, get on the end of chances, get on the end of half chances, and just make the difference. It's all about making the difference in these types of games. There won't be a lot between the two teams, I can assure you of that. There will not be a lot between the two teams in this game. It is just about those moments of quality. If we can dominate the ball, even better. We just need to keep the ball as much as we can, because if it becomes a basketball game as well, you know, the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White and Brennan Johnson have really thrived in those types of games, especially Brennan Johnson. You know, if we're having to push up our fullbacks, Brennan Johnson can cause so many problems in behind against them. So that is a massive concern as well. There are some massive strengths in this Forest team. They spent well, spent a lot as well. I won't hasten to add, but Gibbs-White and Brennan Johnson is a very, very good combination. It's been very useful for Forest this season, and Emmanuel Dennis as well has really started to settle into that team, which is great. Which is great to hear, isn't it? But yeah, we just need to go back to basics a little bit. The right back situation is not great. I don't think there's any real massive difference between Rasmus Christensen and Luke Ayling in terms of performance. I think they're both going to be a little bit inconsistent and make mistakes at this moment in time. Hopefully, I don't know what the answer is. Listen, I just hope we can get something out of both. Whoever starts this game against Forest, unless we try and start both again and play 2 right backs on the pitch, I really hope we don't do that. We can create. We know we can create against teams that sit in, which I think Forest will do for quite a lot of the game, and try and play on the counter. But we need to go with a balanced team and not panic. Errors have been such a big part of this Leeds team in the last couple of weeks. Against Arsenal, the first 2 goals, there's not a lot between the two teams. We make 2 mistakes, and we can see 2 really poor goals from it, and the game's gone then at that point. Against Forest, if we can see first, whoever scores first, I think probably goes on to win this game. So it's massive. It's absolutely massive. And talking of the 3 strikers, do check out the latest prize on Football Prizes, and check out Football Prizes in general. They've got some fantastic competitions on, and fantastic shop as well. Fantastic stuff you can buy instantly. But do check out the latest competition. It is a prize win of your choice between the 3 strikers, ironically, of Rodrigo, Bamford and Jorginho Rutter. Let us know in the comments down below as well who you want to see start out the 3, or do you want to see 2 or 3 start at the same time, or do you want to see none of them start and Brendan Harrison or whoever to continue in the false 9 role? Let us know in the comments down below. But do check out Football Prize as well in the comments down below, and check out my post-match reaction to the Arsenal game as well if you want to see me get on the verge of tears. But hopefully that won't be the case in the post-match reaction to Forest, and there will be a press conference / live lineup reaction as well after Javi's pre-match press conference for the Forest game. I have lost my trailer of thought. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button as well, and we will see you later. Cheers, guys.